Hi, my name is Katie Johnson, and welcome to my messy desk. I have lots of product and lots of tips to show you today, and as you can see, it's going to focus around snowflakes. So let's just start with the product that I'm going to use. Right now, Stampin' Up! Has this Snowflake Wishes stamp set and a coordinating set of dies that goes with it. What I'm going to show you today does not depend on this specific product. It's something that you can use with any snowflake dies that you have. Now, let me show you why I'm going to talk about dies. Because when you think of snowflakes, you think of lots of layers, snow piling on top of snow. Leave a little comment if you live in an area where you never have snow. But for those of us who live in an area with snow, we know that it's piles. And so my project is going to be piles and layers. So here's one where I have some die cuts just layered on top of some pretty ribbon. I love that ribbon too, that sparkly metallic ribbon. Let's see, put that one last. This one is another one with snowflakes, just die cut snowflakes on top of other snowflakes. Here's another one, die cut snowflakes on top of another. And of course, we got a little bit of acetate in here. And I am going to show you another use for acetate. This is just showing a window through like a half-cut front card. But again, it's the layers of the snowflakes. But now look at this one. So this one's a little different than the other ones that you saw because these are all layers on top of layers. This one is the holes, and it's showing the holes and the blue color of the card behind it. So now let's look at the dies for just a minute. So here are these two, and look at the difference between them. So this is your lesson for today. You can go home and pull out all of the dies that you have and check them out. See how the cutting edge on this one is continuous. So that cutting edge goes all the way around. I could just take a point and trace that cutting edge. Not so on this one. So this die is intended to actually just die cut the holes. So in other words, here's a cutting edge that just goes around the heart shape. And then there's a cutting edge that just goes around the hole. Each one of these is a separate little whole piece, which, by the way, just thought of it, this would be awesome to die cut a bunch of these and get all those little tiny hearts for a shaker card for Valentine's. Okay, not what I wanted to show you today. So maybe it'll be a little more obvious when I show you this. I keep a punch book. This is not a full-size 3-ring binder. It's a half-size 3-ring binder, but I just keep one that's got pages for everything. So these are all the shapes that this particular die set cuts, and you can see I've got all my snowflakes over here, but that big one that I just showed you, it doesn't cut a snowflake. It just cuts the hole, and that's what I'm going to use today. Okay, one more quick look at this card. I said I was going to talk about acetate. Acetate is a clear, see-through, plasticky material. Again, Stampin' Up! Sells this. You don't have to use this product. You can use any clear, see-through plastic. You could use vellum, because what I want to do today is to create a stencil that I can see through. So vellum would work just as well. You could use white cardstock, but I prefer something that I can actually see through for placement. So you get this acetate sheet, and here you can see that I've got the snowflake already cut out of it. Right, here's one more product that I'm going to use today. And again, you wouldn't, if you were going to recreate my card, you would not need to use what I'm using. Don't know how well this shows up in the video, but this is shimmer paper. Stampin' Up! Also sells shimmer paper, and this is our regular white cardstock. I do have my original sample made on regular white cardstock, but for this sample, I'm going to do the shimmer because I want my snowflake to be a little sparkly. So the first thing I'm going to do, you're going to see me lay down some color on the whole front, and then you're going to see me come back, and on top of the first color, I'm going to add some more to make that snowflake. I want to get a variety of just blues and purples for a pretty snowstorm. So I've pulled out some Pool Party. This is Balmy Blue, and this is Highland Heather. You can see on my blending brushes that I use one for all of my blues. And then you can just swish off the color on a piece of scrap paper, or you can bring in like a microfiber towel and use that to kind of clean in between brushes. But I just use one for each of the major colors. So this is my blue one. I am coming in from the edge of the paper because I do like how that's going to darken the edge of the paper as well. And then I'm just going to carry that color all the way across. So now I've got my piece covered with color, and then I want to come back and stencil this snowflake on top. And what I'm going to do is to hold this down in place with some low tack tape. I'm actually just using some washi tape here. So now my snowflake won't move while I'm doing this, and then hopefully I won't move my paper underneath it. But I didn't want to, I'm going to use the edges of the paper because I sponged along the edge and I wanted that to kind of darken the edges of the paper. So I don't want to cut this down. And I'm going in from the center is going to be purple, and then the outside will be blue. So at this point, I want to be laying the color down pretty heavily. And then come back and add some other color, lighter color around the outside. So you can see how pretty that looks. I'm actually going to bring in a little bit of snowflakes around all of the edges. All right, now that I've done that, I've decided after the fact that I wish I had done this in a darker color to make it stand out more. And that's the beauty of using the acetate, because I can slip this right back under, get the image all lined up, and then add a different color. And I'm just going to use my microfiber towel and clean off the pool party so that I can go back and use it in the balmy blue. Ooh, I like that a whole lot better. And I caught some of the edges here because I was doing this quickly. And I actually like that because it kind of gives the image of some windblown look. So we're going to finish off the card this way. All right, I've got a little bit of pool party backing just to give it a little bit more of a finished look. This is a sentiment from that stamp set, and I've already heat embossed it in white. And this is on fresh freesia. I want a banner end. So this is the tailored tag punch. I don't know if you've ever used it for this purpose, but you can cut a real sweet little banner end with this. I hope I'm giving you lots of ideas. World Card Making Day today, and I'm sure you're getting a ton of ideas from everyone's projects. But I hope you're taking notes, and then I hope you have an awesome weekend trying all this stuff. All right, this is a little bit too long, so I'm going to cut off the end. But I did leave myself room because I'm going to put a little bit of a ribbon bow right here. Okay, this is awesome also. It's glittered organdy ribbon, and anything that adds sparkle and shine to a snowflake card is awesome, right? Okay, I don't know if you've ever made a fork bow, but I'm going to show you that right now too. So this is going to get everybody running to their kitchen to try to find a meat fork. Now mine is special, and you don't need this. Mine has this extra little hole in here, but it's just a meat fork. But the concept is when you have a bow that you've got two loops out here and something that pinches those two loops together. So the fork is just going to help me do that. I'm going to leave myself a long enough tail to work with. I'm right-handed, so I like to work with my right hand, and my left thumb holds it over here. Okay, so the width of the bow is going to be now the width of how far apart the tines are. And then to tie it in the middle, all I have to do, and I've already got the two loops. That's what the tines do, is they hold the loops. Take this thing and just bring it up and over and around, and it's going to tie your knot. Okay, now I've got two ends. All I have to do is tie a regular knot. I feel like making some dumb joke about how this is not hard. And then you just slip it off and trim the ends. Okay, so my little bow is going to go right on here. All right, now I'm ready to start assembling the whole card. And we're going to pop this up on dimensionals. These things are cheap. I'm going to use 3 of them here just for balance. Then we're going to use a glue dot to hold my bow on. And I like with the glue dots, I can kind of twist it. And then just for a little bit more sparkle, because you need sparkle on a snowflake card, right? So these are the blue adhesive back gems, and this darker color will look real nice on this project. I'm going to put one right here in the center of that big snowflake. And there we have a finished project with the snowflake dies, the ones that create the holes, and just sponging over and using those holes as a stencil. So hey, I hope you have an incredible rest of the day watching all the different videos for this World Card Making Day celebration. And I hope I gave you some incredible ideas about using a meat fork to make a bow, about making a banner in from your tailored tag punch. Are you all checking your dies now to see what the cutting edge looks like, to find out which one of them could make a hole so that you could do some stenciling through it? And I hope you pull out those blending brushes and get some good use out of them. Have an incredible day, guys. My name's Katie Johnson. Bye.